Hello everyone, my name is Sylvia Flores, and today I will be presenting on the elderly and disaster. This topic exposes some critical gaps in emergency management and policy. We'll take a look at why older adults are disproportionately at risk for impacts from disasters and how we can improve planning in order to protect them better. How do disasters impact the elderly? Disasters consistently have a disproportionate impact on the elderly. During Hurricane Katrina, for example, in New Orleans in 2005, 50% of the deaths were age 75 or older. However, that portion of residents that were age 75 or older were only 6% of the population at the time. In Northern California during the 2018 Camp Fire, 71 of the 84 identified fatalities were of people age 60 or older. When Hurricane Sandy struck in the New York tri-state area in 2012, nearly half of the fatalities were age 65 or older. And when Hurricane Ian struck in Florida in 2022, of the 87 people killed by the storm, at least 61 of them were age 60 or older, 70%. These numbers are staggering, especially considering how small a percentage of the population these individuals represented. It's clear older adults are more likely to be impacted by disasters, and that calls for urgent policy attention. Why are older adults impacted so disproportionately? There are multiple vulnerabilities that they possess. These include physical limitations like reduced mobility or hearing, which makes evacuation harder. Health conditions that rely on additional support like medications, oxygen, or regular care. Social isolation is also a common vulnerability. Many of them live alone or are far from family. And cognitive decline can make it hard for them to understand warnings or act quickly. These factors compound during a crisis, and they make it making even a short, small scale like a power outage or storm life-threatening. Let's look at how these risks played out in some real-world examples. We talked a little bit about Hurricane Katrina. Many elderly residents stayed behind, some out of fear, others due to a lack of mobility, transportation to be able to get out. Many drowned in their homes. During Hurricane Irma in 2017, a power outage at a Florida nursing home led to 12 deaths due to heat exposure. During COVID-19, during the pandemic in 2020, the virus exposed how vulnerable long-term care facilities were. Roughly 1/3 of all U.S. COVID deaths were linked to nursing homes. These events weren't just natural, they were policy failures too. There are three major gaps that we are taking a look at. First is evacuation challenges. Many shelters aren't accessible or don't provide medical support. Transportation plans often exclude older adults. The second is planning deficits. Emergency plans rarely account for vision, hearing, or mobility impairments. And the third is policy gaps. FEMA guidance and local plans often mention vulnerable populations, but don't detail elderly-specific strategies. This lack of targeted planning leaves too many behind without consideration. There are, however, solutions that we can implement. This includes targeted outreach, like emergency registries and wellness checks. Miami-Dade County, for example, has a special needs registry to flag vulnerable residents. Another solution is inclusive planning, partnering with aging services and involving caregivers, training staff, coordinating with all of these pieces and stakeholders as part of the planning process in preparation for a disaster. Third is shelter design, ensuring ADA compliance, on-site medical support, and comfort for older adults. These changes are feasible and they can save lives. Finally, disasters don't affect everyone equally. The elderly are among the most at risk, but also the most overlooked. If we shift from general plans to inclusive, age-conscious strategies, we can improve that. Are we doing enough to protect those most at risk? Let's talk about it. Thank you.